Hey everybody, welcome to the weekly Rocksmith live stream. My name's Dan Amrick. I'm your community developer on behalf of Ubisoft San Francisco. As you can see, we're feeling very blue today. We are live from San Francisco. We are not Ellison Cruz. He is out there doing an amazing marathon stream of every song in the Rocksmith library. He's been doing it for a week, and he will conclude today here on Twitch on his channel. But it took us so long to just get these 4 songs that we're going to play for you today. So yeah, if you are taking a break or if you're watching too, we are totally supporting Ellison. But we got to do our thing too. It's Skater Rock Week. We've got 5 songs that you may recognize from other realms of the world, but they're all really good to play on guitar and bass, and I'm super happy about this. I had wanted to do this for a long time, and I was glad all the pieces came together. So if you would like to see those pieces, we've got a trailer for you. We've also got some giveaways from our friends at Ernie Ball. We've got DLC codes for the music you're going to hear today, and I guess we've got a lot of new guests. We've got some fresh faces, some people who aren't on the show very often, a few people who have never been on the show before. So it's going to be a fun week. Thanks for tuning in. Check out this trailer, and we'll be back with our first pre-recorded song, and then we'll go back live.
There's a place where everyone can't be right, even though you're made determined to be opposed. And it describes the qualifications. It's where everyone has been and where everybody goes. So please try not to be impatient, for we all hate standing in line. And when the fun is good and much, you'll be there without a thought. And eternity, my friend, is a long, long time. 'Cause there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. So baby, I'm amazed at the hate that you could send, and you made in my entire world. No more waiting on them as you rise inside your rooms. It's official, you've gone. You can live for no one else, man. The guilt must be huge. There's no gain in failure. You succeed being my old friend. See you there. I will be proud from afar. I can paint a picture in a moment of memories, and there are many left.
That's the Skater Rock Pack. I'm sure you might come up with a different name for it yourself, but we call it the Skater Rock Song Pack. And we're going to do 4 of those 5 songs today, starting off with one that I'm a really, actually big fan of this song. It's May 16 by Lagwagon. Travis Kindred is here on the bass, on the guitar, Mr. Jason Kokel. And Mr. Jason Kokel, I believe you did the note track on this one. Yes. You did you did 2 songs in this pack, didn't you? What was the other one?
The Mill & Collin song.
No Cigar, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the one that we're not playing because Jason has to get back to work. And even as it is, we're pre-recording this because Jason has to get back to work. So anything that we need to know about May 16?
Yeah, it's fast and not totally straightforward. A lot of odd time signatures and droning open strings while playing fretted strings, and a lot of shifting, a lot of octaves, a lot of chords, little partial chord shapes. It's a fairly complex song. It's cool. It sounds very very cool. Very
Good workout.
kind of aggressive. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Let's give it a shot. If you want to add anything on the bass on the way out or as we're going, just shout it out.
absolutely.
May 16 by Lagwagon. Available now in the Skater Rock Song Pack.
Totes.
Totes McGoats.
Neat.
And I'm hoping you will each get like 30x combos on this song.
Oh.
That would be wonderful. Remember, grind with your index finger on triangle. That's how the testers at Activision used to do it.
Really?
Yeah. I used to do that when I was in the media, when I was reviewing the games. And they showed up for a demo once, and they're like, where did you learn how to do that? I'm like, I don't know, it felt comfortable. The only people I've ever seen do that was in QA. I'm like, cool, I'm doing it like the right way then.
That's funny. Nice.
That was excellent. Several people ask me, oh, that's a hell of a stretch, isn't it? Watch that again, 7 to 11. Several people said, oh, you guys need to have a whole Lagwagon pack. Remember, we have that opportunity. You can request songs through our request app. We would like to know what it is that you want to see. If you have specific Lagwagon songs in mind, don't just say anything by Lagwagon. Let us know the exact songs by the exact bands that you would most like to see as DLC using our request app. And nothing's off limits. We can always look and see what we get for requests, find out what's available. We want to know. Better that you tell us than not.
Nice.
Man, tons of palm mutes. Is it right-hand mutes or left-hand mutes on those muted notes throughout that riff?
The palm mutes. Yeah, right. It's a not fret hand. It's pick hand mutes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so right-hand
palm
mutes. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, holy cow. What's with those? I saw several stretches that were like 7 to 11. Like, I didn't expect them to come in there.
Right. So, just part of the chord progression. It's doing a. At that point, it's the it's a momentary minor because we're in D major, but we're in minor there, and so it's on the 5 chord in minor. So but it's just playing the tritone of the 7th, the 3rd, and the 7th. But then he's playing the root here, so that's actually part of the F sharp chord. So that's what that is, at least for that part. And then it's doing a sort of, your sort of boogie, but in a unique way. So it's kind of yeah. So pretty cool. Yeah. So there's some unexpected stuff in this, and again it's fast. The lead arrangement just goes all over the place and jumps. Both guitarists do fairly unique parts in this song. So I think the lead we picked like the harder bits, and then the rhythm is also hard.
It's
in
hard,
another way. It's
but in a different way.
Yeah, not as much like kind of what you'd expect in a lead guitar part. It's still more power chords, but it's also not very easy either.
Right.
So.
The bass also seemed incredibly fast. Was the bass originally picked, do you think? Or?
Can't remember. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I mean, you play fingers because you're anti-pick. I get it.
There are very few times where I enjoy playing with the pick. Although I don't hate on people who play with pick. It's totally fine.
Thank you.
There are plenty of great players who have done it very well. So there's no reason not to do it. I just don't like it.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think it's originally picked. In the game it says it's picked.
I think I watched him do it. I just couldn't remember.
Right.
I watched the guy,
and it has a kind of picking style in terms of rhythm. It's a very almost rhythm guitar kind of thing. Right. The second half of every little sort of chord bit comes on these offbeats. So you have da 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 da, which is cool and really neat. And it's very much you're just alternating picking in your da da da
right,
da da which is really cool. And he does it really well. And the little licks here and there, really nice, like nice little touches. But the rhythm never really stays like cookie cutter perfect. So there's a little bit of variation, so you always have to keep on your toes. And I had a fun time with this one, but it was a lot of like, ooh, I have to really watch what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, if you learn to play it and you decide you want to play it with your band or something like that, you play it your way. These guys have transcribed it the way that it is on the record and the way that they see them playing it live and things like that. But if you're getting 95% on this or whatever, don't fret.
Probably okay. You're doing okay.
Yeah, you're doing fine. There is room for personal interpretation here, even if you're not absolutely pinning the needle on mastery on this. Just remember, the groove and the speed and the accuracy is more important than actually exactly what notes they're doing. Be on the beat and support the groove of the song more than anything.
Yeah. What you want to do when you're playing it is do the same thing when you're listening to it, which is enjoy it.
Good point.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of times we'll clean up arrangements where it's, especially with things where you know that the intent wasn't to be, precision. It wasn't necessarily played with precision and wasn't intended to be like. You'll find that in a lot of punk rock, where it's just that you're just going for it. Yeah, you're just doing it. And so some of those things that if we wrote down literally what everyone played, it would be impossible because there'd be a lot of messiness in between.
And you'd be like, how am I supposed to get this?
Yeah.
Just get in the ballpark.
But this one, there's, it's fairly detailed, even though there's sometimes okay, I'll make that an ignore strum because it sounded a little garbagey, like as going from one chord shape to another. And it's nothing against the people who played it because it's like, that's just what you do. And you have to go from here all the way up to here. What do you expect? You're going to have a little
There's
noise.
There's going to be incidentals.
Chunky chunk. It's a good thing.
Yeah. But it's a great song and very fun to play.
A lot harder than I expected it to be. So,
especially the guitar parts.
I'll keep that in mind when I fail trying to learn it. We have our first of many giveaways today. We've got the Ernie Ball prize pack, which we give away every week thanks to our friends from Ernie Ball. Basically, if you are a guitarist or a bassist, this is the kind of stuff that you probably should have around your house. And if you don't, well, here's your chance to have some. So if you'd like to win this, listen to this incredibly attractive and sonorous man tell you all about it. So handsome, so clever. All of the things that you see here can be yours if you win our first giveaway. We're going to have 2 of these prize packs to give away today, and UB Vertigo, our community manager, Doug, hey Doug, is your key to getting free things. So if you want to win everything you see here, follow his instructions now, And here's what you get. You get a brand new Ernie Ball Poly Pro strap. The white ones are gone. We're officially just into red ones now. So you're going to get a red guitar strap, which looks good with anything that has 2 strap knobs on it, really. 2 strap pegs. It will functionally work. Don't worry. Also, a peg winder. If you are changing your strings, and we'll give you a really good excuse to change your strings, this will make it a lot easier. We're going to give you some brand new strings, including both for guitar and bass. And then, as well, the Wonder Wipes. We've got a sampler pack of the Wonder Wipe system, which keeps various parts of your guitar shiny, new, and fresh. Plus a dozen picks from Ernie Ball and 3 of our hyper rare red and white Rocksmith picks. They are running out. They're not running out fast, but they are running out. And I've had a lot of people say, can I have some picks? I'm like, yeah, sure, have some picks. And now they're all just going faster than I thought they would. So it's going to be time to get new picks. There will always be new picks, and you can still win them. All you need to do is whatever UB Vertigo tells you to do. That's what we
right.
do. Happy birthday to Sam Schwartz, our man in the middle this week.
Thank you.
On bass. It was Sam's birthday.
I turned 30.
30, so it's all downhill from here.
Right, that's right.
When I turned 30, I did everything that I didn't do in my 20s before I was too old to enjoy it. So that actually, ironically, included trying to learn how to skateboard. And that ended fast because I realized I'm going to break a wrist and not be able to play guitar, not be able to play video games, not be able to write. It just was not worth the risk.
I was just telling Shu today how I teased everybody about how, like a couple days ago, I was like, you guys are all so old because I'm, about to be 30.
Right.
And everybody that was over 30 out, McKean would be like, how you doing? I was like, not as old as you.
Yeah, that's good. No, keep it up.
He I don't know if he was a big fan of that, but I did it anyway, and now my back hurts because I was, I threw it out because I'm an idiot and I'm old now.
Yeah, well, no, you're 30. I told you. Karma, baby.
Yeah, it is karma, and I'm paying for it right now, and it sucks, but it's how it goes. So
I'm sorry. Well,
no, it's great.
We got you an extra light bass this week, so it's
I
nice and
know
comfortable.
it's made out of
papyrus.
But I was gonna say it was like made by Xerox.
It's
3D
another
printed.
3D printed. Yeah.
We did that. We have a 3D printed
Yeah,
guitar.
that's right. You have one at your house, right?
Yeah.
People are probably wondering who this is.
Yeah.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Adrian. I'm a data scientist here at Ubisoft. I work on Rocksmith, help them with kind of like player tracking and like looking at all the game data and stuff like that. So,
what this means is that he's the man looking at you through the internet.
Exactly.
No, we do collect a lot of data. We see what songs are popular, how many people are playing any given song. You saw some of these stats that we use the data for with the 1,000-song infographic on UbiBlog last week. But Adrian's one of the people that helps us collect really valuable data and says, oh, here, when people do this, then this thing happens and this thing happens. And it helps us plan everything better from which songs we put in and how, all kinds of crap. I don't even really know. You gave a presentation last week and was like, so here's what I'm working on. And we're all like, what? And you're like, yeah, you guys have so much data. I love it. I love swimming in data. And we're like, how do you do that?
It's great. I do math for a living, and most people look at me pretty horrified when I say
no,
that.
I'm
but
one of those
I
people,
like it,
man.
So
but you also play guitar.
I do.
And you said, Skater Rock Pack, I want to play on that. What made you want to play this week?
Well, it was Brian put on the Power Man 5000 song, and I was like, holy crap, I haven't listened to this in like 10 years, and we had a big old laugh about it, and then it sort of, the joke got a pair of legs of its own, and here I am.
And here you are, about to play guitar on When Worlds Collide by Power Man 5000.
Why not? I mean, it's a great song. I have good. I said probably hadn't listened to it in like 10 years, but I have good memories associated with this song. So I was like, hey, why the hell not?
Sam, you built the note track.
I bought this album when I was like in what was it, 99 or 2000 or whatever in the site.
It says 99 on the
yeah.
screen.
So like when this came out, and like as I was playing Power, I think it was the first game, the first Tony Hawk game or whatever. I was playing it and I was like, I need this song. I absolutely need this song. And then I listened to the album, and the album is actually really good. There's a lot of really cool songs on that album. So.
Those Power Man 5000 deep cuts.
Yeah, they're really they're actually really good. Like they have a lot of really good songs. They have for whatever reason, it's just super catchy, and it relates a lot. I guess the guy who's the lead singer of this band is Rob Zombie's brother.
Interesting.
That was their claim to fame. Like when I heard of them, that was it's Rob Zombie's brother's band.
Yeah,
That's all it takes to get a record contract in 1999. Apparently,
and robotic sounding, futuristic, like You know, that's all you need, and you got a record. But it was great. I loved
when's
it.
When's your '90s industrial metal album coming out?
Sooner
Soon.
than you probably
Soon.
want it to.
TM.
Do that Static X worship.
That's
Oh boy, here we go.
This is not gonna happen.
Is there anything that you want to do? We should play a song. Is there anything that you want to do to set up this song?
It's awesome. It's one of the things that did come up that was really interesting during QA, which I had a problem with myself, was that for the guitar part, people thought it was power chords during the chorus, and it would make a lot of sense to do that because it's drop D flat. And then I listened to it, and the more I listened to it, I was like, those are just single notes with a lot of distortion.
Yeah.
And so it
Really?
just sounds like it's power chords, and they bugged it in QA, and I was like, nope. It's not. Like, this went through the process, like, and I listened to it, and then I went back because I was like, I'm not sure, and I listened to it again, and I was like, yeah, they're not power chords. And you can absolutely play power chords here, and it'll work. They'll pass. But it's just a weird, it was just kind of a weird thing that they didn't play power chords. It just sounds so big with the distortion they have.
It screwed me up when I was learning it because I was
Right.
because I was playing it, learning in a Rocksmith, and I'm expecting any minute now it's gonna
Yeah,
drop
you're gonna
in
get
the
the power
second
chords.
note, and it just never did. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's weird, and it threw me off, and that's why I wanted to mention it because
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, because it's just strange that it doesn't do that, but that's how they played it. So
All right. Well, then let's see how you play it.
Lead.
Rhythm.
Oh, he's on rhythm.
rhythm.
Okay,
Okay.
so we're going to do rhythm. Adrian's going to do rhythm guitar. Sam is on bass. This is When Worlds Collide by Powerman 5000. Available now as part of the Skater Rock song pack. You should be able to get that on all platforms. We didn't have any problems this week, I'm happy to say.
that's
That
my
is
tone.
one hell of a bass tone.
That's the other reason I wanted to play bass on this. I was like, I get that. Yes, sir.
After the song, we'll do a DLC giveaway. UB Vertigo will let you know when it's time to do that. And I'll take a peek and see what some of the questions are in the meantime. But we will have a dedicated Q&A section later in the show. Downright triangle. It's just what I wanted.
Downright triangle.
Downright square. Sorry. Downright square. Triangles and grinds. Don D. Denod said, would Rocksmith ever consider a covers pack, like popular bands doing covers of other bands? Sure. We have a couple of covers in our library now. Killswitch Engage doing Dio's Holy Diver, and Cake doing I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's not off the not off the table. If you have some ideas, use our request app. We would like to hear them. W. Skinny says, Adrian's tattoos look awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is weird. Like, for no reason. There's
Nice
just like
lick.
a super nasty bass fill.
You mentioned this was drop D flat. That was heavy before we invented drop C tuning, right?
I don't know. I don't. That's the research I don't know about.
I just didn't think that drop C tuning existed at this time.
No, it did. I'm sure it did.
You're
looking at me
Caius
like-
was doing songs at Drop C in 1992.
I'm just teasing.
You're just teasing me.
I'm teasing you,
I'm
dude.
so gullible, Dan.
I won't tease you, bro.
Actually, I'm not that gullible.
No, you're not. I can never get anything past you.
Maybe you can. Now I'm.
Is there
second-guessing
anything you
myself.
wanted to add to this? Because you got 98%. Adrian got 98%, and you got a 540 kickflip. So that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Usually we don't
that's-
hand those out, but
No.
today is a special day.
No, that's good. Yeah. Anything else you wanted to add about the song or how to play it or anything like that, or you want to just get
Play
the
it
vibe?
as hard as you possibly can.
Yes, as you can see, we were
'Cause-
all sort of
Yeah.
Because if
into
you're
the
not,
you got to
groove.
get into it. You got to get into it. It's interesting because it's a song that it's a really good song. I do really enjoy it, having listened to it now 30 times in 2 days. But it's one of those eras of music when you're like, I'd space out practicing it a little bit because having played 30 times in 2 days, it doesn't
Paid
hold up
off.
to repeat. I mean, yes, but
yeah.
I feel like if you're not lifting weights, you have to be hitting your guitars for that, right?
That's right.
Because it's so good for that.
If you can lift weights with one hand while fretting the other.
yeah, you just pull every note off. It's just
Yeah, just all
Yeah.
pull-offs. That's perfect.
Or hit it with a dumbbell.
yeah.
Like
Great. All right, we are 2 songs in. We've got 2 songs to go. We're going to take a short break. We're going to swap out some players, bring in another special guest. Thanks for being here, Adrian. You are always
for
welcome
having me.
back whenever you want. Because that means that nobody has to hear me play bass, and that's always good. What we'll do is a little video about Guitarcade. Of course, I think the big draw for Rocksmith is people playing songs that they recognize or are already emotionally invested in, and wow, I get to finally play this myself. But we have other ways to build techniques and skills and stuff so that it just doesn't suck to practice. And our answer for that is Guitarcade, which comes with its own leaderboards. You and your friends can get into high score contests and all kinds of things through this. So take a look. Check that out, and when we come back, we will, while we're away, we'll do a DLC giveaway. There he is. Pody cannot be trusted on the Wheels of Steel. We'll do a giveaway of some of this content, the 5-song skater pack for Steam. We'll give away those codes now while we're in this break, and then when we come back, another, let's see. We've got Goldfinger next, so stick around.
bye.
In Rocksmith 2014, we've got 11 new Guitarcade games. Guitarcade is the area of Rocksmith where you can learn new skills such as bends, slides, tremolos, chords, and all that, and brush up on your techniques in a less formal, less structured environment. Ducks Redux is the Ducks game that we always wanted to make. It's probably the first one you played in Rocksmith 1, and it's really simple. You're moving up and down the fretboard. Last time we were limited to just the top string, and now as you progress, you'll get to do it on every string on the guitar. Scale Racer is an 80s style arcade racer where you're learning guitar scales. You're on the run from the cops. And as you play the scales up and down the guitar neck, you go faster and faster to get away from the cops. You can either play the next note early for more bonus points, or wait until just the last second to crash the cop car that's chasing you into the oncoming traffic. It's light years beyond anything we did in Rocksmith 1. Gone Whalin' is another one of the all-new mini games we've added to Guitarcade for Rocksmith 2014. Gone Whalin's all about dynamics, and the louder you play, the higher the guy goes. The softer you play, the lower he goes. A lot of beginners just play as loud as they can, and the true masters, the guys who really know what they're doing with the guitar, they know it's all about your fingertips, it's all about your touch and how soft you can play. Gone Whalin' helps you learn that. The most popular Guitarcade game in Rocksmith 1 was Dawn of the Chorded, where you learned chord shapes and shot up approaching hordes of little zombies. So Return to Castle Chorded has more zombies, more chords, more everything. There's boss battles, there's cutscenes, there's a great tongue-in-cheek story. It's in every way a nod to 90s, rail shooters. One of the things that people loved about Guitarcade before was that we had leaderboards for every game. You could check your high score against the world. We've kept that, but we've made it better. Instead of just passively checking your position on the leaderboard against the rest of the world, Rocksmith actually looks at where you are on the leaderboard and sends challenges your way. The leaderboard challenges provide never-ending motivation to keep getting better at the games themselves, but then also at guitar. When we shipped Rocksmith 1, everyone said that it was a classic rhythm game, but with a real guitar. That wasn't necessarily the case. It's a great learning tool. In Rocksmith 2014, we've made the learning better, but we've also added Score Attack, which is essentially a classic rhythm game, but with a real guitar. It's all the stuff that you expect: locked difficulty, head-to-head battles, duets. Everything is just so much better. The learning is better. It's more fun. It really is just another thing that makes Rocksmith 2014 the best way to learn guitar.
How cute, October 2013. Oh, it has been so long. Hi, everybody. I'm Dan Amrich. I am the community developer on behalf of Rocksmith Remastered, and I am your host for our weekly developer stream featuring weekly developers. Here's one week developer, Josh Mast. He's the, sorry. I like to pick on Josh because Josh used to be on the Rocksmith team, and then he was so valuable and so good at his job that the folks from our studio who are working on the South Park game pulled him away and stole him from everywhere but our hearts. But Josh had just bought this awesome brand new Epiphone Les Paul Custom, and then was like, "Yeah, you're not working on the guitar game anymore. You gotta go." And he was like,
put it on the box, and then they stole me away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this was basically you bought the same model that's on the box of Remastered because you're like, "Damn, that looks good," right?
Well, yeah, it was the opposite order though. I was like, "This looks cool," and then I bought it, and then they were like, "We should put that one on."
I didn't.
And
so
then
this
they took a picture
so
of
this is
guitar.
the actual guitar that's on the.
Oh,
you learn something new in real time every day.
It's dusty now, but it was at one point. It looked
Yes,
better.
you may touch it, Brian Shu. Brian Shu, you may remember one of our note trackers. He did our Rocksmith Encore stream on Monday. So if you missed that, we did a special stream once a month. At the end of the month, we had the note trackers come on to talk about whatever it is that they want to talk about. He did a great thing where he attempted to teach me to play guitar live. We went over some warm-up exercises, and we went over some technique exercises, which I got to tell you, I actually did some of them last night. Some of the stuff that you were talking about for left hand, it stuck, and I was like, "This, I can do this. I can do this. I just have to do it more often. I can do this." So, thank you.
Cool.
If you would like to get that same advice, just check our Twitch.tv replays. It's here in the channel. It's called Rocksmith Encore #2, Guitar Exercises and Techniques with Brian Shu. So, if you want to get good, if you want to learn how to shird and play real fast and be real good at it, this is what Brian's advice will certainly help you do. Josh Mast, you have not been with us for a while because you've been busy making South Park: The Fractured Butthole.
Yes.
For all platforms, which will be coming out eventually.
Yes.
But in your copious free time, of which there is none, you are enjoying this, and you were like, "I got to play on the Skater Rock thing too," right?
Oh yeah.
I take it you have strong nostalgic feelings or good memories of where you were when you first heard Superman by Goldfinger.
Yeah, it's still on my like daily walk to work Spotify playlist.
Is it?
Like it's deep in there. But also,
Are you power walking to this? Are you one of those like the mall walker type folks?
not that cool, or maybe cooler?
No, I don't.
guess.
Yeah, I would hope it's cooler.
But no, I love Tony Hawk, and I worked on Tony Hawk for a number of years. So I did.
Did you? What was your life before you joined us here?
Yeah, so in a past life, I worked on Tony Hawk Underground,
Yes.
or Thug as we called it.
Thug. Were you at Neversoft or were you at one of the satellite studios that helped port?
So I started at Activision headquarters in Santa Monica, and then worked.
I worked there.
At Neversoft, and so I did Thug and Thug 2 in American Wasteland, and then Project 8 was my last Tony Hawk title.
Yeah, that was the first one
360
where
launch title.
the analog sticks are your feet.
Yes.
I was very much in the thick of covering that series when I was at GamePro through all of those years.
Yes.
Oh boy.
So I have a deep place in my heart for Tony Hawk.
Memories. So then, what's your reason, Brian Shu? You note tracked this. Did you just get assigned?
I got assigned this dude.
Okay,
well, no,
great.
no,
so I
I
don't
mean,
get fined.
It's more important that we're honest.
well, I mean, when it, I'm in the age where I had the original Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and this was like, I think this is like maybe one of the first tracks that you
I
hear.
think so.
It's like the first track or something like that.
It may have been the song in the demo. I'm sure that the world will correct me if that's incorrect, if that's not true. But this was one of the very first songs that shows it like total warehouse all day long.
Yeah,
first song
exactly.
in the warehouse.
Yeah,
it's this song.
So I would always have this song, and Jerry was a race car driver.
Yes,
and those were my two jams.
Your two go-to. The other thing is that you played last year on the holiday stream. You played as your big song for the previous year, "Beer" by Real Big Fish.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you got the job because this is also a bit ska influenced. Is it fair to call this a ska song, or is it really an alternative rock song? Or
it's pretty ska. I mean, there's a lot of like I guess they call it skanking.
Sure.
Where you're just doing a bunch of
upstrokes and sort of just raking the strings.
Yeah, on like triads and stuff. And then there's like a lot of kind of pseudo reggae dub elements in this tune as well, and punk. So it's
a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. It's pretty cool.
All right. So you're going to play. Brian Chu's going to play lead. And it looks like, Josh, you're going to play bass. So bad luck.
Yeah, I brought the right thing, right?
Yeah. Josh's going to play rhythm. And more specifically, Josh has been practicing this all week in addition to his other duties. And what you said was, oh, man, that last section of the song is way more than I expected.
Yeah.
But we happen to have a trick for this, which those of you at home may know. At any point, you can pause a song while you're playing it in Rocksmith and bring up the riff repeater, which is what you see here. This basically breaks up the song into little chunks and phrases that make a lot of sense. And you can choose the whole song or just a section. You can repeat any of these sections. You can slow down sections so that if it is a tricky solo, you can make it easier on yourself. And in this case, what we're doing is you can see that it's purple everywhere where it's at 100% difficulty and complexity. And then for player 2, which Josh is going to be playing, he has asked that we go down to about 50% on difficulty because that's what he feels comfortable playing. There is no problem with that because this is a very different style at the end of the song. It sort of comes out of nowhere. So remember, you can do this. You can customize and tailor the practice things just to your skill level. If you're loving playing the entire song, but you still need a little bit of help at the end, you can go through and revise all of that all the time. Or you can custom choose every last little independent part of the song and make it work. And Pody's going to go, I guess, do that now because it didn't take. So, yeah, don't forget, there's more to this than just trying to play it at max level. The game will automatically say, hey, this is about the complexity and difficulty that we think that you are ready to do. But you can always override that either above or below to make it whatever you want it to be. So with that, let's try Superman by Goldfinger. That's nice.
Thank you.
Swirly Ninja says Josh knows that thug life because he worked on Thug. Bear Cave 33 says I bought that same Epiphone Les Paul Custom. It's pretty sweet. Josh agrees. He loves that thing. Disco Bid says, go Josh, you got this. And G Crusher would like you to both grind for points. Mind the gaps, as you go through. Lots of comments on your Warren Telly there as well. Maybe we'll address what that is after the song. We'll do Q&A after the song. So this is the part that we're down in 50% complexity on Josh's lower path there. And he can handle it. But when he's ready for more, the game will suggest more. That was great. I mean, it was a really good. It was a really good solution to everything that you were facing on that.
Yes.
It's just saying like, you know what, screw it. For the live performance, I want to do this. And super great. So you got 96.1, and it looks like you got a
86?
wow, yeah, no, a 720 McTwist.
Yeah,
so
I'll take that.
that's good. Yeah,
High score.
yeah. And the secret tape. Oh, congratulations! You got the secret tape. Pretty great. Yeah. So we got a lot of people going. Oh, road worn telly, road worn telly. Let me ask you the first question. First of all, this is not an actual Fender. This is a boutique build, correct?
Yeah, this is by a guy named Bill Nash. It's called Nash Guitars, and he kind of specializes in kind of the relic stuff.
Yes.
He does kind of like Les Pauls and stuff too, and Strats, and he does it to varying degrees of wornness.
Yeah.
He has some guitars that look like they straight up came out of a shipwreck. They're like
Right.
really.
Some people really like that. Yeah, like the
Yeah.
Rory Gallagher effect. Is I always say. It's just
it
like,
looks-
where did the finish go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one, I like this one a lot because it's like really kind of just lightly done, and it looks pretty authentic as far as like.
Yeah, I have to say, it's not one of those things that looks like somebody just dragged their car keys over it a few times, or like tie it behind the bumper of the car,
Yeah.
drag it around a gravel driveway, and charge an extra $500 for it. I'm not a fan of the relic stuff. I gotta say, like, it's a very contentious thing in the guitar world. It's like, oh no, I want something that looks like it has character, like it has a story, you know. But you can't afford the vintage guitars that would naturally have that kind of patina and wear because they're $20,000 or
Right.
whatever. But you know, for a while, Fender was actually making them out of their Mexican factory.
Yeah.
The Road One series or the Root One series. Yeah.
Road worn ones.
Thank you. The Road Worn.
Yeah.
I couldn't. They had a Root One series and then they had the Road Worn, and they were actually charging more for the distressed ones
Right.
than they were for the standard ones made in the same factory, and that was all it was. It was just a cosmetic upgrade. I was like, this drives me crazy. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's whatever makes you happy. But you know, like I've got a lot of guitars, and I try to keep them all like super shiny, new, like you know, candy in the store window.
Yeah.
And other people are just the opposite. They're like, no, I want you to ask, how did that guitar get that way?
Yeah. Well, the great thing about Bill Nash's guitars is that it's like it has that old look, but you're paying for something that's also like really well put together.
Right.
It's like when I got this, the neck was super straight and like the intonation was like perfect and the action was super low. So if you buy like a vintage instrument, sometimes it's like hit or
Right. It's
miss.
like, oh, they don't make them like this anymore. Yeah,
Right.
but sometimes there's a reason. You know,
Yeah.
like the truss rod is not the way that they make modern truss rods, or
Right.
you know, things like that. There's these things from the late 50s, early 60s. They're known for breaking in this really specific way, and you're like, what? It's you know, what if I could get all of the benefits of a modern guitar with all the feel and the vibe of a classic
I
guitar?
actually
So
bought
that's-
this guitar as my first birthday present to myself when I first started working here.
Oh, very nice.
With my first paycheck. So I was like, I'm going to get a nice guitar.
What did you get Sam for his birthday?
Nothing.
Good.
Well,
that
actually,
sounds about right.
he made me. He told me that I had to be super interested in his playing all day and pretend that I sucked. So that's what I did.
Wow, that's good. That's you know what? That's actually asking a lot.
So yeah.
We took him out to lunch on Wednesday. Did anybody actually pay for Sam's meal? Because there were two people that had birthdays, and they were both named Sam. And I picked up the tab for the other Sam, and I was like, did somebody actually treat him? Or was it just like, we'll let you dine with us today? You know, like that's a crappy birthday gift, no matter how you do it. All right, so this is the Q&A portion of our show. If you have a question for either Josh and his apparently shadowy history at Activision Publishing in Santa Monica, or Brian Shu. We've already talked about his guitar. Also, while you guys stack this up, because there's a little delay, obviously, it looks like we have some new folks, and there's a lot of our most common question, which is, when are you going to get insert my favorite band's name here? We do take suggestions. It's actually rather a long answer, so we have two articles that are going to be linked in our chat room that will explain it. One, we do have an open suggestion forum. Like, we have an app where you can go and say, I would like this song by this artist, and send it to us, and it goes directly to the music team. game, and it goes into this giant, ridiculous matrix that I saw again this morning in a meeting. That information is not thrown away. It is not a black hole to shut you up. It is really used to prioritize what we ask for when we ask for licenses. That's the second and the more difficult thing to explain, which is we don't get to put anything that we want in the game. You might have a favorite band. We might also like that band. We still have to go to that band and say, can we work out a business deal and get your permission and make sure that we're paying you what you deserve and all that kind of fun stuff. So there are an awful lot of songs that are out there that we would love to have in the game, but we currently don't have the permissions or the deals to make that happen. So that is explained through another link that I'm sure you're going to get in the chat room. So with that in mind, I think I've stalled enough and answered that big question. We're not going to be able to say, when are you getting this band, or why don't you have this band? We can only comment on the artists that we have, but trust me, we have probably requested all of the artists that you can think of. If you're thinking, I hear the song on the radio all the time. Yep, we've reached out. Yeah, but this was a real big. Yeah, we know. It inspires us to play guitar too. It's cool.
Can I start with a question?
You certainly may.
Sure. Is there a difference that you guys approach when tracking like a ska song? With I know it's like some of the accent pains were on the upstroke instead of like the down, but is there more?
The bridge in this tune is really cool because like both guitar players play offset parts. So like, I think one of the guitar player plays like just downbeats, like or something, and then the other guitar player plays the upstrokes, or I don't know how it goes.
Yeah, there's
like it's really weird, but if you rewind and then watch us play the bridge, like it's
tell
it's
him
offset.
what he did when you
I don't quite remember the rhythms, but I tracked, since there are two guitar players on this tune, I pretty much split it down the middle, like whatever the rhythm guitar played, I gave to the rhythm player, and then whatever the lead guitar played, I did that. Sometimes
that makes sense.
Yeah,
when you say it out loud.
Yeah. Well, sometimes if a part seems a little bit more leady or that it fits in the lead more, sometimes we'll allocate it to the lead part instead. So
did that answer your question, Josh?
Yeah.
Great. I have here's a couple more questions. Brosen123 says, what kind of pick should you use on bass? I'm going to put on my Travis Kindred beard here and say none ever. If you caught us from the beginning, we talked a little bit about the fact that he played Lagwagon, which we believe was probably played with a pick, and he just doesn't choose to use a pick ever, no matter what. It's really whatever feels comfortable. I personally like triangle picks, the big triangular picks, or the rounded triangle picks when I play bass. That feels more comfortable to me just because it feels like I'm, if the strings are larger, then the pick should be larger. But whatever works for you, it doesn't matter.
I think the thicker the better.
Yeah, I generally do prefer a heavy or extra heavy pick. So anything like 0.83 millimeters and higher. Some people will do a full millimeter pick.
And probably not a jazz pick, because those are you need a lot of mass to make that string move. So a bigger pick, a thicker pick is better, I think, in my opinion.
I don't play bass.
Okay,
so I got no value to add here. But those sounded like great answers.
Great. Okay, as long as you approve. Kiss My Sweet Axe says, will there be more Rocksmith live events in the future? Maybe. For those of you who don't know what Kiss is talking about, in October, to celebrate the 5th anniversary of Rocksmith as a franchise and the release of Rocksmith Remastered, which is a free patch that you should all have now if you own Rocksmith 2014, we actually put on a live show here in San Francisco with 3 Rocksmith players out there from the community, which we asked people to tell us their stories, and we flew them to San Francisco, 3 people, and had them make their live stage debut without the game, actually with a real band with people like Shu and Pody and well, not Josh Mast. You weren't in the band, but you were in the audience, I think.
I was. It was really cool.
It was really great. So is that something we would do again? Maybe. It damn near killed me. So whenever somebody does that, I generally go like that a little bit. Like, oh God, yeah, I'm still there. I'm still in Slims in my mind. It's not out of the question. I don't have anything to announce about that. But yeah, we've been flirting with the idea. Obviously, we'd love to have a way for more people to see it or more people to attend if we did it again. It was really intended as a one-off, but because it was successful, we have been talking about, well, what would a second one look like and what does that do? So we'll see if I get the budget and see what happens after that. Grimy at Large says, do you have a suggestion for listening to yourself play while playing Rocksmith? Shu, I'm going to throw this to you because we talked about this a little bit on Monday about recording yourself, which is probably better than trying to analyze your technique in real time when you're playing at full speed.
Yeah, maybe one thing that you could do, because I mean, almost everybody has a smartphone nowadays, right? And every smartphone, you can download any free app that has like a record function, so you can record sound clips of yourself. So to play along to Rocksmith, what I might do is you can go into the mixer while you're playing the game and turn the game volume down so that you're more prominent in the mix, and then record yourself while playing along to the game. Then you can hear yourself a lot better, and it's less. Your mistakes are going to be less hidden by the master mix in the song, or in the game.
That was mine. Like as I got better, I made my guitar louder in the mix so I could hear it more, and then I was like, oh, I'm really good at this. Like I can totally play the guitar. I'm getting all the notes they hit, and then I like turned my guitar up and the rest of the mix down. I was like, this sounds terrible.
Yeah, you'll start to notice a lot of things like maybe extra string noise or like little muting things that you weren't doing as well. So it's definitely I would do that. Just turn down the game volume bit by bit.
Honestly, now it's devolved into people saying, please bring Rocksmith Live to my town, and people offering their preferences for picks. So if you are looking for maybe trying a different kind of pick, seeing what it brings to your playing, adds, subtracts, whatever, they're pretty cheap. I like just going and getting a whole bunch of picks. Whenever I go to any of the nicer guitar stores, I'm just like, yep. And they'll be like, that's $20 in picks. I'm like, really? Oh, my God. So, yeah, if you have more questions for us, and again, as long as those are not, why aren't you putting more of Skillet in the game? There's one person, Clone Drone, I'm telling you, everybody is telling you exactly where to go to request more Skillet songs. We're open to all suggestions for all bands, but once you've gotten the answer to your question in our chat room, please just take that advice and then go do the thing. And that thing is to go to our request app. Let us know which songs by which artists you would like to see. We always want to hear what you have to say. And if we can't get those songs in the game, there are reasons. And they're actually explainable reasons. And they're, of course, also at bit.ly/rsprocess. That's how to find out. So thank you both. Thanks for coming back, Josh. I'm glad you didn't leave us in the lurch this time. You knew it would. You
never
knew
again.
Yeah. You would. I find something and I just harp on it for over and over and over again. But you're always welcome anytime that your schedule allows. And thank you for all of your hard work on the South Park game. I've seen parts of it. I'm not allowed to tell you what I've seen, but I'm telling you it's quality. It's good, and I think the fans are going to be very, very happy when it comes out. And that's all because of Josh Mast. Yeah. And Shu, you're pretty good too. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
In case you missed it, you've probably figured out that we have a theme this week to our songs. And here's some other songs that also fit that theme. If you are a fan of skateboarding video games, obviously learning new music through those video games was a pretty big part of it. People getting used to hearing them or maybe finding out their next favorite band or whatever. It just so happens that several other songs in our library have also been featured in prominent popular skating games which shall remain nameless. So everything that you see here is available either as a pack or as a single. If you're just looking to build your Skater Rock library a bit wider than it was, those first five, including we mentioned Jerry was a race car driver by Primus. We do have a Primus pack. Flogging Molly is part of, I believe it was our Shamrock. We had a St. Patrick's Day where we did a lot of Irish artists or artists with Irish members in them. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff out there. Plus, I say plus because these are two songs that are featured in these soundtracks that you already own. Both Losing My Religion and the Ramones' Blitzkrieg Bob are available on the disc. You already have these songs. So if you're looking to build a song list, remember, Rocksmith Remastered comes with the ability that you can create a custom song list of just the stuff you want to play. You can select it by tuning, you can select it by genre, whatever you want it to be. But you can actually, you might as well, you've got 6 of these song lists that you can make whatever you want. Why not do one to do Skater Rock and the other songs that you remember so fondly? You might as well. So just wanted to let you know those are available. We have obviously 1,000 songs, so you never know what's in there that you might want or already know and go, oh, I forgot all about that song. So that's my goal, is to shill for our DLC, but also let you know, like, hey, there's more out there than you might realize. I am joined by folks. Are you going to tune up there, my boy?
I am not.
Jamie Morris is not going to tune up today. He says, I came with a tuned guitar. But Chris Wu, our international brand manager, yes?
Yes.
Is that correct?
No, product manager.
International product
We're close.
manager. I just gave you a huge promotion,
You
didn't
did,
I?
yeah.
Well, that's because I like you.
Thank you, Dan.
And your groovy hair. You have awesome hair today. We
That
have
I- that
awesome
I
hair
don't-
every day.
okay, thank
I'm
you,
sorry.
thank you,
Yeah.
that's- yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Chris Wu is joining us. He joins us every once in a while whenever there's something that interests him. And
Mm-hmm.
he said, I also want to play on the Skater Rock. And
Definitely.
Chris, you know Chris as Squirrely Ninja in our chat room. He shows up from time to time, including earlier on when you were basically heckling Adrian.
Wait, I didn't heckle Adrian.
Well, who did you heckle?
I said Josh is all about that thug life.
That's right, you
Yes.
did. Yes, that was his joke.
Is that a heckle or is that fact?
That's love.
Yeah.
That's love in text form. So Chris and Jamie are going to play our last song of today, You by Bad Religion.
Yes, I will be playing. So we'll.
You, and so will he. The funny thing was, we went. My wife said, I don't recognize that song. I'm like, oh, I'm sure you heard it because, you know, it was all the time when I was playing the game. And so I went to our little automated Amazon thing, which I don't want to say the name of, unless somebody's listening on speakers so that I will. Stop it, Pody. And I was like, hey, play You by Bad Religion. And here's the funny part, is they have another song that has the word you in the title, and there's a word preceding you that is quite naughty. And that's what Alexa thought I was asking for. So Bad Religion started cursing at my wife when I was just trying to get this song. It was funny, and I guess you did have to be there. Jamie, do you have any advice on playing this song? Because you did the note track on this one, because Chris Wu is our international product manager, so he's not doing the note tracks.
Can't keep track of them.
The reason you have those excellent videos, though, is because Chris is the guy that shepherds those along. He's responsible for making sure they get made, and thank you. The trailer videos
I had
are...
a role in this pack too.
Did you?
I pitched the idea.
I thought I pitched the idea. I seriously did.
No,
Did
no,
I just
no.
agree with your
I-
idea strenuously?
Yes.
Okay,
I
good.
pitched this idea first in November 2014, actually.
Oh, yeah, then that was... well, no, I was here. I was probably there. But I probably went, dude, that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
And then I thought it was my idea. So there you go.
No, this is, well, we
He's
can
lying.
cumulatively
He's lying.
joint custody of this child, of this DLC.
Doesn't
baby.
you know what? The music belongs to everyone, but
Yes.
mostly Bad Religion because we did have to get the license.
Yes.
Anything that you wanted to do about this? Tell us about this, or should we just play it and then get to our final giveaway?
So this song's interesting because it's pretty simple. It's basically just straightforward bar chords. In fact, I think the bass part actually might be a little bit harder than the guitar part, from what I remember.
It's
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's kind of fast, and
I hope
I'm
you're
not.
happy.
It's like it's a bit fast. So if I mess up, it's the speed of just.
Yeah.
the
So
speed.
this like made my hands so tired, like strumming this song. So it's actually not like technically difficult, but it's just like really fatiguing for me at least. And then the whole there's a little bit of latency, and since it's a fast song, it's kind of I don't know what the word I'm searching for is, but anyway, it makes the latency a lot more
It's
noticeable.
difficult.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, other than that, I don't know. There's a single note guitar solo, which is
That's nice.
yeah.
That's something to look forward to, frankly.
It's
in my
actually
world.
just one sustained note with feedback, but I made it so that you re-attack the note a few times, because unless you're plugged into an amp that's feeding back or have a sustainer or something.
Right,
like-
you're not really realistically going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's give it a shot. You by Bad Religion, one of the 5 songs in the Skater Rock pack, available now on all platforms. If you don't see it in the in-game shop, check the web store for your product, for your platform of choice, PlayStation or Xbox or Steam. They all have web interfaces as well. And you can buy DLC directly through there, and then magically appears in your game. Caldwell 2012 says, Dan, Siri would never make that mistake. I can't get Siri to tell me basic stuff. I'll take Amazon's digital assistant over Siri any day, personally. But this is not a format war. It's all what works for you. People are looking for that final raffle. Final raffle coming up after the song, an Ernie Ball prize pack. And a little old business on our way out. One fedback note.
Just like
and then,
that.
then just get creative. You so expect it to resolve, and they pull the rug out from under
you
you.
know what? Let's just put
Ha-ha,
Discord in
sucker.
here.
Yeah. Hey, well done, both of you. 98%, 99%.
I will say the thing about this is because it's like a lot of repeated notes and it's really rhythmic. Like that's probably better than I would have played. So if you're trying to practice the song, try it like on amp or with an amp, like without the game, without the backing track, because then you'll hear the rhythm more. I'm sure I was getting credit for.
No, that's
some
okay.
stuff
No,
that was
you're
just,
just
you know,
brilliant,
bringing
and
out.
of course it's the bass. A lot of people like this bass, the Caprice from Ernie Ball.
It's real comfortable
Music
bass.
Man. Yeah, it really is. It makes all of your scores go up. So buy one today, I guess. That's okay. You can take credit for what you did, Chris.
Yeah.
It's your hands are almost as impressive as your hair.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like in reality, it's probably a 98.9. So.
Oh yeah, well you know what? We're all friends here.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What's a percent?
What's a tenth of a
percentage,
percent among friends? Exactly. Well, thank you both. Much appreciated. Let's do that final giveaway we were talking about because everybody wants the Ernie Ball gear. So the Ernie Ball prize pack contains a little something for everybody. Whatever kind of music you play and wherever you are in your personal skill path, you could probably use everything you see here on the screen, and that's what you're going to get. A brand new strap from Ernie Ball at the moment. They are bright red. A set of bass strings as well as a set of guitar strings. So if you play both, that's great. If you play one or the other, make a friend. Offer somebody, hey, man, I got some free strings. You want some strings? And they'll go, what? You didn't get those strings for free. Those are real strings. Those are like the best strings on the market. And you go, I know. That's how I roll. I've got friends at Ernie Ball. And of course, a peg winder, if you want to let them borrow it, I wouldn't give it to them, but I would say, they could borrow your peg winder to change their strings if they need it. And then Ernie Ball Wonder Wipes. These are pre-moistened towelettes with all kinds of good stuff on them, like guitar polish or string cleaner, fretboard oil, all kinds of things that'll make your guitar continue to play and feel very good when you use it. And then, of course, a dozen picks, because we all need picks, and 3 of the Rocksmith picks. You are allowed to play with those. They are medium picks, by the way, since we've been talking about picks today. They are 0.73 millimeters, and they are only available here on our Rocksmith stream. They're red and white, except you've got one of the very rare black and silver Live at Slim's picks. We had picks printed up just for
No one's
that.
gonna be able to see that.
No, they're not.
No.
And they never will because they weren't there at the show.
Exactly.
And that's
we destroyed all the leftover ones.
Yes.
Like, it
Yes.
seemed
Yeah.
a little
we
callous.
burned
but
them. They're totally not in a pile on my desk. They are absolutely they died in a fire.
Yeah.
So UB Vertigo is telling you everything that you need to know to enter that contest. A couple of things to mention on our way out. Tomorrow, we will, of course, be revealing next week's DLC release. And our friend Rolling Stone 222, I believe he has already come up with a puzzle for next week. I hope so, because otherwise I'm going to have some work to do tonight. But yes, if you'd like to get a hint as to what's coming next week, we do this Extra for Experts thing only in the Rocksmith.com forums. Swing by tomorrow and look in the DLC subforum. That's where you're going to find some information about what's coming next. We are always open for your questions. If you have things that you didn't get to ask or didn't find that somebody answered you correctly or to your satisfaction in our chat room, go ahead and send them to us on Twitter at Rocksmith Game. If you'd like specifically to talk to the folks that make the game here at Studio, at Ubisoft Studio SF. We also have Facebook outposts for both of those things. So type in /Rocksmith or /Ubisoft Studio SF and you'll get to where we hang out. We'd love to hang out with you on the social medias, as the kids often do. We may even chat some snaps. Who knows?
This is why he's the community manager.
That's right, because I got my pulse on the future of digital technology. And yeah, we now conclude our stream. We're going to leave, but Ellison Cruz is still going. So Ellison Cruz, some of you know him. He is the person who makes all the videos for the riffrepeater.com. Which is one of our biggest fan sites and music communities, unofficial music communities that really talks about Rocksmith a lot. Ellison had the crazy idea to stream all 1,000 songs in the Rocksmith library in celebration. And I think he thought it was going to be like, yeah, I'll just play really hard for like 4 days and it'll be done. Because 67 hours is how long it takes to go back to back of you were just playing the songs. Yeah, no breaks, no sleep, nothing. If you just created a Spotify playlist with every song, that's what it would be. It would be 67 hours long. So Ellison is just now finishing up. A week later, he had to go to work. He had to take naps. He had to actually sleep. He looks like he's in pretty good shape, but he has been pushing very hard. He's been playing for something crazy like 18 hours now.
Yeah, he has a running total on the stream. So.
Yeah, but I mean like his most recent
the actual
stream.
Playing time too. Oh, you mean he's been playing 18 hours now?
Yeah, he started. He took a break at 7:50 and started last night. And I do not believe that he has stopped. Maybe he did take a nap overnight. Maybe he slept for a little while. But he said, nope, we're taking it all the way now.
It's
Let's go.
distance.
Yes, so he's down to maybe like 50 songs now. So hop on over to twitch.tv /Ellison_Cruz CRUZ. 1L, 1S in Ellison, and I'm sure somebody will link it in the chat room too. But we're going to go over there and cheer him on as he gets to the finish line of this ridiculous marathon, which he did purely out of love. We sent him a Rocksmith T-shirt, which he is proudly wearing as well. And there may be some additional code giveaways over there as well. So if you're looking for more free DLC, as if there's not enough goodness in your heart to cheer on Ellison just for that. Then feel free to go over there. So we will leave. Yes, I'm sorry. You want to say something?
My question was just,
yes.
Since it ended up bleeding over into this week, is he playing the Skater Rock pack?
I did send him the code for Skater Rock. I don't know when he's going to do it or if he's already done it.
Just add to his pile.
Yeah. He's been going in reverse alphabetical order through E standard. He did all the unusual tunings first, and then he just decided like the more tired he got, the more likely he was going to want to be to not want to retune. So he started at Z in E standard, and when I left to do this stream, he was up to the B's. So he's getting very close to the end. So we'll see you over there at Ellison's channel. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back here next week with another round of DLC, more giveaways, lots of LARPs, and things like that. So take a look at the Skater Rack DLC. Skater Rock.
Rack?
Yeah, the Skater Rack. That's where I put all my skateboards, is up on a rack. The Skater Rock DLC pack. That's what happened. And we'll leave you with this trailer, and then we'll see you next week. Thanks so much for your support and for tuning in and hanging out with us. Bye, everybody.
There's a place where everyone can't be right, even though you're made determined to be opposed. And finish rise of qualifications. It's where everyone has been and where everybody goes. So please try not to be impatient, for we all hate standing in line. And when the fun is good and fucked, you'll be there without a thought. And eternity, my friend, is a long, long time. 'Cause there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. So baby, I'm amazed at the hate that you could No